Casting from the basement of La Penta, this is WICR.
Hello, Iona College. We are now back with Lights Out Sports, Segment 3. And, we just talked to you guys about the MLB playoffs, the NFL, the upcoming week. And, guys, we're kind of taking a turn. I know it's kind of too early, but I wanted to talk a little bit about the NBA.
It's never too early. It's never too early.
Terrence's favorite sport with basketball. But, this offseason, guys, we've seen a lot of moves. Obviously, we'll start off first. The Warriors beating the Cavaliers for the NBA Finals. Then we saw a couple big moves in free agency. But I'm going to kick it off with our big basketball expert, Terrence Taylor. Terrence, which team really improved this offseason to you?
In my eyes, seriously, it has to be the San Antonio Spurs because that pickup of LaMarcus Aldridge, that was huge for them. Especially the fact that you got Tim Duncan getting older. Mm-hmm. So LaMarcus Aldridge, he takes some of that pressure off of Tim Duncan, and he got young players too. You got Kawhi, you got Danny Green. So the Spurs, they had a great pickup this season.
And not even that. Also, to bring in an experienced veteran and former All-Star David West is also big for the bench.
That's also huge too.
Kind of reminds me right now, this Duncan-Aldridge duo of 03, Robinson and Duncan, when Duncan was very young and David Robinson was playing his last year of his career with the Spurs, should be big for this team. They've been needing a big guy like this. Obviously Duncan's been there a long time, but you need another guy like Aldridge, another big guy. He's young. He's got to be there for the next couple years. And they should be able to do some damage. We will continue to see them win 50-plus games a year with Greg Popovich. And they might actually win the NBA Finals this coming season.
I'm not going to go as far to say that.
I believe that they will win.
I do not.
Terrence,
I'm still going to back up the Cavs all the way until LeBron wins a ring in Cleveland. I don't care.
Never
I will
happen.
back him up.
Well, Terrence, what I'm going to do is I'm going to hand you a box of tissues because you will still be weeping because LeBron will not be winning it this year.
LeBron will be winning it. They were supposed to win it this year if it wasn't for the fact that Kelly Olynyk broke Kevin Love's arm and the fact that Kyrie Irving, injury-prone self.
The only thing LeBron will be winning this year is a casting call for Space Jam 2.
He'll win that too, though, along with an NBA championship ring.
He will beat the Monstars, Armand. He does have the chance of beating them.
Yeah, because he looks like a monster.
Let's be real. Who did he have on that team, though? Who was helping him?
I will give it to him.
Who was helping him?
He had an excellent NBA Finals.
He had a great NBA Finals. He had great. He was him by himself.
Wow. Excellent isn't great enough for this guy. Excellent isn't a good
obviously,
word to describe
when you're
LeBron
going up
James.
against the best point guard, Stephen Curry, which I will say Stephen Curry is the best point guard in the league as of right now.
Excuse me, Steph Curry wasn't that big of an effect coming to the finals. I'm sorry. Give it to Andre Iguodala, the guy who was on fire the whole year.
It's Iguodala.
Andre Iguodala, he was that X factor for them. Stephen Curry, he did have a rough game in Game 2 when people said, can Matthew Dellavedova lock down Stephen Curry? Obviously, I knew Dellavedova wasn't going to lock down Stephen Curry.
I think Stephen Curry should deserve a little credit because he was preparing the pod for them to eat before, they played. He gave them good meals.
Let's be real, though. Stephen Curry. But you knew that Stephen Curry
energized them.
But you knew Stephen Curry wasn't going to get shut down, though, just because of one bad game. If anything, that was more, that was more of a wake-up call for him, saying, I need to step up now. I'm the greatest point guard in the league. Could be the greatest player, if anything. I need to step up and help my team. All right, Andre Iguodala comes in as the X factor.
Before we continue going off track, my team that I think improved greatly this offseason is the LA Clippers. Another team that I think will be playing the Spurs come the Western Conference Finals with the additions of Lance Stevenson this year, picking up Josh Smith and Paul Pierce. Lance, you know what? Lance had a down year with New Orleans.
If you see Armand's face right now because of the people you mentioned, you said Lance Stevenson, Josh Smith, and Paul Pierce.
I like Josh Smith. I don't like Lance Stevenson and Paul Pierce.
That helped the Rockets advance in the playoffs.
I just think that's a whole lot of head cases.
If you think about it, there is a lot of head cases. Lance Stevenson is uncoachable.
But did Lance Stevenson have the guys he needed last year? Lance Stevenson, we look at his time in Indiana. He was surrounded by talent. Did he really have that much talent last year with the Hornets?
First of all, what talent in the Pacers? It was only Paul George. That's all I saw. Roy Hibbert was...
You gotta give credit. What about David West?
Okay, Roy Hibbert was terrible.
David West was the heart and hustle of that team.
Roy Hibbert wasn't terrible because if I wasn't mistaken, if it wasn't for Roy Hibbert the first couple years, they wouldn't have been standing up versus the Miami Heat in the playoffs when they played against LeBron James.
I feel a debate coming. Let's see it.
But
Miami Heat won though.
But Lance Stevenson, you surround him now. You have Chris Paul, you have Jamal Crawford, you have Blake Griffin. Everybody's around him. You signed back DeAndre Jordan. This team's going to be real competition.
If you think about it, though, when's Lance Stevenson ever getting the ball in his hand now? Because, Chris Paul's taking the ball up. Jamal Crawford's going to be Jamal Crawford, he's that second ball handler.
Yeah, but there are rumors that they might be trading Jamal Crawford.
Yeah, it's Miami.
Okay, there are rumors about that, too. But you know how the Clippers have that whole Lob City thing. They love to pass the ball out to each other. The thing is, how's Lance Stevenson going to fit in with Doc Rivers, style of play? They love to move the ball around, you know what I mean?
The Miami Heat are going to the NBA Finals before Cleveland Cavaliers.
Wow, that's crazy.
It's happening, boys.
I
You heard it
mean,
first here.
with this team also, guys, the addition of Paul Pierce, who Doc Rivers was kind of joking about the other day of how Paul should have been here last year, not choosing Washington over him.
But Doc loves Paul Pierce. He has to
he
go back. He has to go back to his Boston.
If
Celtics.
Doc was smart, he would have went after a North Carolina Tar Heel named Vincent Lamar Carter.
he was gonna come back
That
to
would
this.
have definitely helped the cause.
But Doc loves his Celtics. He loves his Celtics players. He has to bring some veterans in for them because this what's it called? The Clippers didn't have any veterans. Every year they win against these huge teams in the first round. Always lose the second
What are you
round.
talking about? They had Hidu Turkoglu.
They beat the San Antonio Spurs. They beat the San Antonio Spurs.
They
beat
came
the
back to win that series.
They beat the champions.
in San Antonio.
And then they lose
in
to the
LA,
Houston
I mean.
Rockets. That is just terrible.
They
In the
got
words of Charles
destroyed by
Barkley.
the Houston Rockets.
It's terrible.
The fact that they was up 3-2 though in that series and then they lost. You only have to win one game and you really let the Rockets come back. And we all knew the Rockets wasn't going to the finals. Like, let's be real. I really thought the Clippers were gonna make it to the championship that year.
I love how everybody's forgetting about the OKC Thunder. Just because Durant was injured, everyone acts like
I'm
they
not
don't
forgetting
even
about the
exist
OKC
anymore.
Thunder. It's the fact that it's just Westbrook and Kevin Durant now. It's still the same. It's still the
It's
same.
all you
Who did
need,
it-
man. It's
who
all you
did it-
need.
Who else other than the
It's
NS
like
champions?
Tracy and Vince.
They lost
in 2000.
We're going to go to you with this one. Which team do you think improved greatly over this offseason?
I told you, the Miami Heat.
Miami.
Heat.
Yeah, they picked up a couple people. Who they pick up?
They got Justice Winslow. They
Justice
picked up
Winslow, there you
in the
go.
Draft. They picked up
They re-signed Dragic.
Didn't they re-sign James Ennis too?
Chris Bosh coming back.
Oh, Hassan Whiteside's coming back.
Hassan Whiteside. No,
Coming
they
back
picked
off
up
injury.
somebody. I forget who it
And
is.
you know what? Winslow actually will fit greatly into that system right now.
Terrence, who they pick up?
I'm not sure who they picked up. Oh,
They picked up somebody, Terrence.
They picked up somebody.
Yeah, small forward. Oh, Gerald Green.
Gerald Green. Oh, that's actually a huge pickup.
And they got
Yeah.
Luol Deng. I mean, they have a lot of depth,
Coming.
man. They got a lot of
That's a
depth.
huge pickup actually, especially the
But,
fact that Dwayne Wade, getting old and decrepit.
Bro, you got to give credit. Bosh didn't really get
Bosh-
to play with Whiteside. Now Bosh and Whiteside down low, that's big, man.
Bosh
Luol
and-
Deng's
You
all
also have to
right.
leave out, though, now, how long... Dwayne Wade, another year past, another year older, had a great year last year. How long is he going to be playing this year? How many games is he going to be playing?
I mean-
how many minutes is he going in?
But if you gotta look at it now, though, all the young players that they have now will take off all that pressure off of Dwayne Wade. So now he doesn't have to play as many minutes. He doesn't have to shoot the ball as much now because Chris Bosh, he was before that injury, he was coming off an All-Star season that year. He definitely would have been in
Yeah.
the All-Star games.
And he has Dragic and Deng who can help score.
And you got your
So-
defensive president Hassan
And
Whiteside.
Gerald Green off the bench.
You got your 7-foot center Hassan Whiteside making a big name for him. He's gonna be huge this season. He's gonna be huge.
Well, at least we know they'll be better than the New York Knicks.
Oh God, I knew he was gonna come back to this. What's the
No,
person?
I'm not. I'm not talking about the Knicks.
I got a
I don't
question.
want to get into
I have a
that.
question
No, I wanna
here.
get
Who's
into
going to be better, the New York Knicks or the Brooklyn Nets?
Oh, I can't answer that.
I think they're going to combine for the same amount of wins that the San Antonio Spurs have.
No, I really don't. Actually, really.
Can the two teams be guaranteed a playoff spot together?
Well, I think so because it's the
No.
Eastern Conference. Anything's
No,
possible.
not even. The Knicks and Nets are gonna be that bad where both of their records combined. I don't know.
Maybe they'll play together.
They should play together.
It's pretty bad when
10 on
Armand
5.
Terrence, when you see Greg Monroe choose the Bucks over
Oh,
the Knicks.
that
That's how
was
you know
terrible.
things are bad in New York.
Knicks have picked up, but the fact
But
that
Greg
the Knicks-
Monroe wasn't worth his contract anyway.
at least the Knicks, they picked up Robin Lopez. That's a good pickup.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah,
The guy's the only thing he's good for is getting an offensive charge.
See,
no, but you know what? What Robin did with Portland, he was a great defensive presence for them, and I think he could really step it up for the Knicks. He could be a big time center for them.
But I
you
think-
don't see him being defensive enough on this team.
they need everything they can get, obviously, especially defense.
Wait, who's their power forward?
Who
Quincy Acey?
Not Quincy.
No,
Acey's not
Porzingis.
one. Porzingis is the power forward. See, that's where they went wrong.
He's the next Bargnani.
I'm not gonna lie. In my eyes, that's where they went wrong. The New York Knicks by picking
Alright,
up Kristaps Porzingis.
I was saying the same thing too, and I kind of wanted on draft night for them to trade the pick away and get Eric Bledsoe. But give it to the kid. Let him gain some muscle lean, and he should be big, I think.
First
Give the
off,
kid some muscle lean.
I think they should have just
Put him
picked
on
up,
creatine.
I think they should have just picked up Emmanuel Mudiay. Would have had a decent point guard.
I see bust. I see total bust around him.
What?
I'm sorry. He didn't play in college. He didn't play in any tough divisions. He played in China. And you know what? His stats are big because in China, is the talent really?
Yeah.
That
Where did
big
Porzingis come from?
China doesn't count. J.R. Smith averaged like 50 a game
But
in China.
Porzingis
That doesn't count.
Porzingis was a foreign player too. He didn't play in college either.
It's true.
Porzingis is so
It's
why
very
did they
true,
pick up him?
Terrence. Oh, Rob, get back at him, Rob. Sparks fired.
Let me throw another European who
Innocent
didn't play in
bystander.
college, Dirk Nowitzki, and look what he
Guys,
did.
We
a
cannot
living
compare
legend.
Porzingis to Dirk Nowitzki though. Like
Yeah,
seriously.
you want me to compare him to Darko Milicic because you see total bust, and you just want
Yes,
me to
I
go.
see total-
You want
I
me
don't
to
see
be a
total
Knicks
bust.
fan to fall on my knees and say, Terrence, you're correct, but I will defend Porzingis
Well, as
for the
long
time being. But we'll see how long I last with that.
as the Knicks have Carmelo and Anthony on their team, the Knicks can't go anywhere. I'm sorry. With all those bricks he's gonna put up, I can see Carmelo ain't going 13 for 45 this season.
Well, if they
Yeah,
stink
man.
this year, we could possibly be seeing him get traded because
And
he'll
also
probably ask for his way out.
cheaper ticket sales.
Oh, cheaper! You're right. Cheaper ticket sales. I can finally get a seat and finally sit next to. Maybe I can see Floyd Mayweather for the first time. I can sit next to him. Knicks ticket should go down.
I'm Floyd Mayweather.
I'm Floyd Mayweather. I should be seeing him because the Knicks are gonna be that bad this season.
You know, you rock on the Knicks so badly. Meanwhile, there's teams like the Lakers.
Whoa,
Lakers gonna be good this
Lakers
year.
are gonna be great this year.
I'm being honest
They
with you.
picked up D'Angelo Russell. That is.
You got
my
Kobe
favorite-
Bean Bryant.
That is my favorite player in the
Kobe.
draft.
Oh, it matters.
I don't care.
How many games? How many games? That's all
Bro.
I'm gonna give for him.
65.
Bro, and they got Roy Hibbert. That's your boy, Rob.
That's your boy. Oh, and
It's
I
your boy.
actually like the change of scenery
boy.
for him to LA. I think that he could have a kind of a big
Wait,
role.
is-
Obviously, not Shaquille O'Neal or Pau Gasol. Obviously
obviously.
not.
Wait, is Julius Randle still injured?
No, he's
No.
coming back.
Oh, he's coming back, right?
Yeah.
All right, so you get
Lakers
Julius
have
Randle
these-
back.
They got these young players. The Lakers, I'm liking it this year though. They're not gonna be
And
playoff contenders, but they're
You
gonna.
got Swaggy P.
Oh, they got Nick Young, Swaggy P. So they're gonna make some noise. Are they gonna be playoff contenders this year? No, I'm not gonna say they're gonna be playoff contenders, but maybe in a few years down the road, they'll pick up some more players, some more known players. Because you heard about
Yeah, they got all
Russell
the cap
Westbrook.
space they want.
You heard about Russell Westbrook might he was thinking about the Lakers, Kevin Love too, but obviously that's not happening. But
Nah, don't get Kevin Love.
Well,
But
when Brian's contract ends, you're gonna have all that cap space now, and guys like Westbrook, they're gonna move to that LA life. You know how LA life is. You have all these endorsements, big city to make big money, and we could be seeing that. I don't think he's gonna be staying in OKC with Kevin Durant.
Exactly.
Because at times the guys are great friends, and then other times they want to just attack each other on the court because one wants to go one way, the other wants to go the other way, and you kind of wonder how long that relationship's gonna last.
How do you guys feel about the Dallas Mavericks?
I feel like they took a step back, if anything.
No, they got
Especially-
Wesley Matthews and Darren Williams.
Especially with that loss of
Darren Williams, please stop, please.
Whoa, he went back home.
Durant-
If LeBron could go home, Darren Williams can go home.
Okay, but Deron Williams is not LeBron. Though. Deron Williams had one of if anything, that was the worst season that he's ever had last year.
Yeah, I know.
Even his rookie year looked better. Actually, no, he was I looked at his stats. That's actually close to his rookie year. That's his second to worst year. Let's just go with that because his rookie year was the worst.
Who's their center? Didn't they pick up Down Bear again?
You know how tight you have to be when DeAndre Jordan just is like, I'm signing with you, and then like a couple days later,
I know
I'm
Mark.
out.
You know Mark Cuban was
I'm
heated.
out.
You already know Mark Cuban was
Mark
heated.
Cuban
Mark
has
Cuban
not talking.
Mark
has
Cuban
not
gonna
talked
put him
to
in the
this guy
Shark
because
Tank.
He does not forgive him.
He's gonna put him in the Shark Tank.
was
Imagine
heated.
Dallas got him though. How big this team could have been now. This team could have had a really big playoff run, especially with the addition of Wesley Matthews.
Yeah, then they would
And
have.
due to that,
They
had
would have
to
traded
end
for
up-
Vince Carter at the All-Star break.
But you look at, since Jordan left, they ended up having to give more money to Wesley Matthews, which I kind of don't like. But
I like Wesley Matthews.
Yeah,
Best
man.
shooter in the NBA. One of the best. One of the
Scare
best.
money don't make no money.
But yeah, that was our NBA segment. We just talked to you guys a little bit of what we thought were the best offseason moves. We kind of went around talking about the Knicks, the Miami Heat.
Terrence went on a tangent.
But when we come back from our commercial break for the first time on Lights Out Sports, we're gonna have our first fantasy segment, and I hope you guys enjoy it. Fantasy football we're going to talk about since the season's slowly approaching. But we'll be right back after these commercial breaks.
You're listening to WICR, Iona,